Romance. Make eye contact, show your form, strut, grunt, throw a stick, grunt some more, make some moves. Romance is hard. It looks easy on TV. I'm not sure I'll get the hang of it. I wish Bob was here. I could use some advice. I try to recall all the romance movies we watched together. I remember the talking, the hugging, the face licking. Not very good at this, but it's fun trying. Grooming. Is there anything sweeter than to touch of another as she pulls a dead bug from your fur? Talk. Gorillas aren't chatty like humans, prone to gossip and bad jokes. But now and again we swap a story under the sun. And one day it's my turn. I tell about my troop, about Mac and Ruby and Bob and Stella and Julia and George, about my mother and father and sister. And when I'm done, they look away silent. Kenyani moves closer, her shoulder brushes mine, and we let the sun soak into our fur together. The top of the hill. I've explored every nook and cranny of this place except for a hill at the far end where workers have been repairing a wall. And they're finally gone. They've left behind fresh white brick and a mound of black dirt. While the others laze in the sun, I want to explore the hilltop. They've been there before, and I have not. Everything is still fresh to my eyes. I take my time going uphill, savoring the feel of grass on my knuckles. The breeze carries the shout of the children and the drowsy hum of bumblebees. Near the top of the hill is the low-limbed tree, the kind my sister would have loved. The wall is endless, clean and white, stretching far down to the habitats beyond my own. It's high, wide, carefully built to keep us in and others out. That is it, after all, still a cage. It rained last night and the pile of dirt is soft to the touch. I scoop up a handful and breathe in the loamy smell. It's a rich brown color, heavy and cool in my palm. And the wall waits like an endless, blank billboard. The wall. It's a big wall, but it's a big pile of dirt and I'm a big artist. I slap handfuls of mud on the warm cement and I make a handprint. I tap my nose with a muddy finger and I make a nose print. I slide my palms up and down. The mud is thick and hard to use, but I keep moving and scooping and spreading. I don't know what I'm making and I don't care. I make swoops and swirls and thick lines, figures and shapes, light and shadow. I'm an artist at work. When I'm done, I step back to admire my work. But it's a large canvas and I'd like to get a better view. I go to the thick-limbed tree and grab the lowest branch. I try to swing my legs. Oof. I land hard. I'm too big to climb, I suppose. I try again anyway, and this time I pull myself up onto the first limb, gasping for breath. One more limb, 2 limbs, I can't go any further. Perched halfway up in the tree, I see my troop still dozing contently. I take in the wall, splattered with and splashed with mud. Not much color, but lots of movement. I like it. It feels dreamy and wild. Something like Julia might have made. From my seat in the tree, I can see beyond the wall, and I see the giraffes and hippos. I see the deer with legs like delicate twigs. I see a bear snoozing in a hollow log, and I see elephants. Safe. She's far away, belly deep in tall grass with others by her side. Ruby? She's here, Stella, I whisper. Ruby's safe, just like I promised. I call to Ruby, but the wind tugs at my words and I know she'll never hear me. Still, Ruby pauses for a second and her ears spread wide like tiny sails. And then, with her lumbering grace, she moves on through the grass. Silverback. It's a cloudy evening, chill and drizzly. Dinner is on its way, but I don't care. At night we sleep in our den, but I'm always the last to head inside. I've been inside long enough. This time of day, there aren't many visitors, just a few stragglers leaning on the wall that separate us. They point, they take a couple of photos, and then they head over to the nearby giraffes. One of the keepers is beckoning. Reluctantly, I turn to go, and out of the corner of the eye, I see someone running. I pause. It's a girl with a dark hair, lugging a backpack. A man follows behind, racing to catch up. Ivan! The girl yells. Ivan! It's Julia. I scramble to the edge of the wide moat that skirts the wall. Julia and George wave to me. I dash back and forth, hooting and grunting and doing a gorilla dance of happiness. Calm down, says a voice. You're behaving like a chump. I freeze. A tiny, nut brown, big-eared head pops out of Julia's backpack. Nice place, Bob says. Bob, I say? It's really you? In the flesh. How? Where? I can't seem to find any words. George's job at the zoo doesn't start till next month, so he and Julia made an agreement. She's walking 3 extra dogs to cover my food. And get this, they're all poodles. You said you didn't want a home, I say. Yeah, Bob says, but Julia's mom likes the company, so I figured I'm doing everybody a favor. It's a win-win. Julia pushes Bob's head back into her backpack. You're not supposed to be here, she reminds him. Ivan looks great, doesn't he, Jules? George asks. Stronger, happier, even? Julia holds up a little photo, but it's too far away for me to see. It's Ruby, Ivan. She's with other elephants now because of you. I know I want to tell her. I saw with my own eyes. We stare across the expanse that separates us, and after a while, George pats Julia's arm. Time to go, Jules. Julia gives a wistful smile. Bye, Ivan. Say hello to your new family. She turns to George. Thank you, Dad. For what? For, she gestures towards me. For this. They turn to leave. The lamp that lights the zoo pathway blinks on, blanketing the world with yellow light. I can just make out Bob's little head sticking out of Julia's backpack. You are the one and only Ivan, he calls. I nod, then turn toward my family, my life, and my home. Mighty Silverback, I whisper. The end.